Alright, what's going on, y'all? Today, I think we got a pretty good one for y'all today. Now, a lot of y'all, when y'all think of South Louisiana, y'all think of seafood industry. Well, we have one more big industry down here in South Louisiana, and that's the sugarcane farming and the sugar mills down here. So, on today's episode, we're going to be showing you how to turn this stalk of sugarcane into good old syrup. So y'all come along with me, and I'm going to show y'all all the steps to go from a stalk of cane, from cutting it out the field, to cooking it up and making some good old cane syrup. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all come along. We're going to go meet up with my dad at his garden where he got pretty good little crop of cane growing. And we're going to go cut us some up and we're going to get to it. So y'all come along. All right, y'all. We made it to my daddy's garden over here. And y'all can see behind me a big old patch of sugar cane he grew. Got a pretty good selection up in there. Some big old stalks. Y'all can see he got stuff that's finished that way. Another section being made there. Some more cane. All kind of stuff over here. So we're gonna go catch up with him right quick, and I'm gonna show y'all how we prep the cane to make the juice. So let's get right into it. We'll go join him. Go get us a few pieces. All right, y'all, we come catch up with my daddy here. So y'all can see we standing in the middle of it. So what kind of cane we got here?
Right here we have some Cuban cane. Not sure the name of the variety, but it comes from Cuba. And right here we have some blue ribbon cane. Most of it is purple in color, but for some reason these are green. And they grow pretty good. They get big and fat. A lot of juice in them.
Yep, well, we're about to find that part out shortly. So I guess we'll go ahead and crop these right here and get them ready. So let's break out the old cane knife and get after it. All right, y'all. Step number one. Good old cane knife. Sharp blade. We're gonna get at it. Let's see, we're gonna take this one right here, I believe. Get that old shuck off of there. All right, y'all can see we got it topped. Got most of the shucks off. Now we're trying to find the base of this thing, and it is long. The thing is, these stalks got so big they fell over, and that's why you get this tangled mess right here. So right now I'm just trying to find where the end is. Let's see. That's it, right there. So we're gonna try to cut it right there. There we go. Pull it on out. Alright, y'all. Let's go ahead and drag this thing out of there. Oh, look at the base how thick. Alright, y'all. Y'all take a look at how long this chunk is. Alright, we're gonna chop this up into 1.5, 2-foot pieces, something like that. Just like that. Alright, so that's how we shuck them, cut it down, and then chop it up. So we're gonna go ahead and do a few more, and then we're gonna run off to the juice machine.
Well, load them up.
I'll load them up in the old truck. As y'all can see, got a good little stack cut. So now come the fun part. go and juice them.
Yep, we're gonna have some fun.
Be a little workout, but it'll be worth it in the end. So let's step on the Papa's kitchen and go get us some juice. All right, y'all. We out here, made it to my dad's kitchen. Let's go ahead and show y'all the juicer right quick. Y'all check this thing out. And it's manual. But y'all look up in there, got them rollers. Pass that chute through there. The juice drops down into here. Got a little valve. And the juice should fall into there. That's the plan anyway. So, I guess we're about to get the cranking. Get the squeeze on. Alright, y'all. We're gonna start by putting this. See how we got an angle on there? Makes it a little bit easier to feed. So let's go ahead and get one going. We're gonna run it through one time like this. Now let's see how it pancakes that thing. But we're gonna take it a step further. We're gonna fold it up and go back one more round. And there it is, y'all. Old stalker cane compressed, flattened, passed through the rollers, and juiced. So y'all can see, we got quite a bit to do. We're trying to get about 2.5 gallons. So we'll just video here and there for the process. So we've been at it about 30 minutes so far. Y'all can see about the amount of shucks we got. And let's see how much we got. Well, we're about half a pot. Getting a little better than a half a pot. Good sized gumbo pot right there. Going pretty good. We've been kind of swapping it up. Taking breaks and switching it.
We're gonna have some mussels.
Tell you what, it will give you a little workout, but pretty fun.
Oh,
what they're gonna do with this, they're gonna let it dry and you can burn it. Alright, y'all, just for curiosity purposes, I'm gonna take this 16 to 18 inch piece and I'm gonna run it through and see how much we actually get out of one piece. Alright, we're gonna fold it, pass it one more time. Alright, well, I closed the valve and we're gonna see how much came out of that one piece. 18 inches long about. So let's see. So right at 3/4 cup, old coffee cup full. That was one 18-inch piece. So obviously the longer they are, the more you get. The less longer, the less you get. Well, it's been about an hour and a half of cranking with only minimal breaks. So let's see what we got. Y'all can see, we probably got close to 3 gallons right here made up already. One of them totes full of shucks. And now we're about to strain it through cheesecloth first before I put it in gallon jugs to bring to the old cook shack. And when we get to the cook shack, I think I'm gonna run it through a coffee filter right before I cook it. So I guess we'll see. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it like this first, because I don't feel like picking up that heavy pot. And we're just gonna ease it through that old cheesecloth. Now get the bulk of the bigger stuff out. We'll do that till we got this pot going. That's the first screening. Now I doubled it up and putting it in gallon jugs. Go ahead and fill up my gallon jugs. You can already see it's a lot cleaner. We'll be ready to bring it to the pot. Alright, y'all. Y'all can see we made it into the cook shack. And we got 3 gallons of juice. We probably made 6 to 10 altogether. So he's gonna keep some and freeze some for later on. So we're gonna dump it in the pot and we're gonna start the cooking process. There's one. Go in with number 2. And let's pull number 3 in there. Yep, should hold all 3 of them. So there we got 3 gallons cane juice in the pot. Well, we got them 3 jugs emptied out in the pot. So now we gotta start bringing it up to temperature and start boiling it. And as we boil it, the impurities are gonna come to the top. So every now and then we're gonna have to skim it, get the top foam and whatever else is coming to the top. You skim that off, keep skimming it, and y'all gonna see that pot's almost full. By the time it's done, it won't be much left. You're probably looking at 90% water. So we'll put 3 gallons. We might get a quart out of that of actual syrup, but we're gonna see. But we got it in there. Gonna take a little minute to get it boiling, but I can't wait to start smelling that aroma in the air because it puts off a cool smell. So we'll bring y'all back in about 30, 45 minutes or whenever we get a good little boil going. Alright, we're bringing it up to temp. Starting to see a little steam off of here. And I'm just kind of skimming that top so I can see that foam. I'll bring y'all in a little closer so y'all can see. But we just kind of, as it's cooking, we sit here and Skim that oil, whatever that is that comes up to the top. Do a temp check right quick. So about 175 degrees. And ideal temperature when we're gonna be about done is gonna be around 220 to around 226. And once it reaches that point, we're gonna have to cut the fire off and it should be done. You can see that foam. You want to get all that top layer off of there. Come into a good rolling ball, and y'all see that foam, it'll start foaming up, and then we'll make a skim pass. See, as that stuff builds up, we get it out of there. And it's running about 212 degrees right now. Alright, y'all can see it's starting to foam up, so we're just gonna sit here, get that old foam out of there. Looking good, and ball is putting off a smell. Love this smell. So we're gonna let it do its thing, keep cooking it down. We'll bring y'all back in about an hour and see where we at. Alright y'all, here's a little update. So total cook time so far has been about 2 hours. So let me spin y'all around, show y'all what we looking like. Looking pretty good. Y'all can see about how much it dropped so far. Get a temperature reading right quick. About 211 degrees has been holding. So just letting it ball, do its thing, and we'll check it about another hour. We ought to be getting pretty close. So it should start foaming a little more as we're getting closer and starting to thicken up a little bit, and that's when we're gonna have to really watch it close, because you don't want to burn it. So basically once it hits about 227 degrees, 228, you gotta kill the fire right there, and we're gonna jaw it up. Alright y'all, here's our little update. We are about 3 hours and 10 minutes. It's 6:40 p.m. right now, and let's take a look. We getting there, getting closer. So we guessing another hour, maybe a little more. Should be almost getting close to that point. So we'll check back in when it's almost done. Alright y'all, we are right at 5 hours and it's changing. And this is where we gotta keep a very close eye on it. Let's do a little temperature check. About 216.8. So it's starting to climb fast, the temperature. So we gotta keep a real close eye on it. Y'all know, like I said, when I'm making that roux, when that roux starts to get brown, ain't no time to look at the little birds playing. It's time to focus. So we'll be checking about every 5 minutes now. We up to about 220 degrees now. Still got a little bit to skim. Y'all can see that white stuff right there. Just keep working that as it builds up. Don't take a couple little passes. Dumping that out. We're getting close. So we're just keeping an eye on it, keep skimming. And as soon as it hits temperature, we're gonna shut the whole fire off. Been about 5 minutes, y'all. We'll check it again. 223. Y'all can tell it's rising quick. Getting delicate. Alright y'all, we at 228 degrees and I just cut the fire. Alright, let's get it out of here. I did a little bit already. There we go. Transfer it to the old mason jar. by the time that cool, that's gonna be some nice thick syrup. All right, y'all. We cooked it approximately almost 6 hours total time. So we got about 1/4 and 3/4. So y'all know, with everything I cooked, we got one thing left to do. It's past his bedtime. It's 9:40. So he said he's gonna come out here and give it a try. It's good? What you think of that, bro? From sugar cane this morning to syrup.
Put it on a pancake.
We might have to try that in the morning, huh? Be good for breakfast. So that's our yield right there. From pot that food down to that. Well, that's a wrap. From the field to the table, some good old cane syrup. I hope y'all enjoyed this little segment. Something pretty cool I want to share with y'all. Y'all see, Lil G gave it a thumbs up, and I can't wait to try this first thing in the morning. But it is about 10 o'clock. Got everything cleaned up. So I think we're about ready to call it a night. So with that said, appreciate y'all coming along if y'all made it this far. And y'all be cool out there. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Old Captain G, we out. Peace.